Today's show is sponsored by Squarespace, the #1 online website platform to help you turn that side hustle into a reality. If you're starting your Casio collecting journey right now, here are 5 of the best watches you should own to get you on your merry way. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Now, if you've been following the channel for, I don't know, a month or two, you will know I'm a huge Casio fan and have owned literally a ton load since the first one I remember buying, well, back in 1989. But for anyone that is starting their Casio journey today, first of all, lucky you. Second of all, where have you been? I thought it was high time I gave you guys a sort of starter Casio watch collection. A nice base to get you going on your watch obsession. So, buckle up,
hold on to your butts,
and let's give you a starter Casio collection that'll set you on your way. Are you Casio starter ready? Let's go. Okay, first up is a budget Casio I think everyone should have a look at because it's one you can have a look at almost a mile away. And this is the AE 1600. Now, not only does it have a 10-year battery life, it's 100 meters water resistant, has 5 alarms, stopwatch countdown timer, has looks of a G-Shock, so very rough and durable and sporty. It's also probably the most clearest and most legible digital display on a watch Casio does. Maybe the AE 1500, but with that one, you're pretty much wearing a dinner plate on your wrist. This one is slightly more compact, however the digits are just as big. It's a plastic resin case, a rubber resin strap. The buttons are really easy to operate, nice double amber LED backlight, and this really is the modern day beta watch. I mean, I'm wearing an F94W. If this one came out before this one, I don't think this one would have ever been made. And for around £30, this is my #1 beta for 2025. Now, before I tell you the next watch, let me tell you about today's sponsor, who are Squarespace. Now, if you run a company and you don't have a decent website, you could be losing clients left, right, and center. 2025 is all about the looks these days and first impressions. And if you don't have a professional looking website to match your professional looking you, chances are you're not going to do as well as you think you are. Well, with the guys at Squarespace, they make it a piece of cake to help you make a website you could only dream of. And with hundreds of different templates to choose from, with different fonts, and you can customize all this to make it unique to you, tailor everything specifically to your needs, and all done in a very simple and informative way. There has never been a better time to get the website of your dreams. And now it's even better, because in the description below, you can get yourself 10% off your first purchase. So, if you want to level up your business in 2025, the best place to do it with is with Squarespace. Next up, an absolute analog gem that Casio have been doing since the early 2000s, and they do a whole range of different colors, so you're bound to find a watch you like, and that is the MRW 200s. A very tooly, tactical, sporty 3-hand watch with a date display, 42 millimeters in diameter, but it wears more like a 39. It's made of resin again, but we have 100 meters water resistance. The bezel does actually turn, and this beauty that I picked up at the start of this year was only around £15. The dial is great, the handset are great, and with a 3-year battery life, this one's a good one. Next up, let's go for a retro influenced one, and that is the A130. Now, this came out in 2025, and it's loosely based on the AE20W that came out in the 80s, and it really does look like it, doesn't it? We've got a digital analog clock in the top left, like a countdown animation in the top right, and we have all those wonderful Casio vintage colors on that display to make it feel like an actual 80s watch. Again, this is a resin resin case that has been chrome plated or painted, but this time we have a stainless steel bracelet, which, you know, is budget, but it's easy to adjust and it does fit most wrists. It's got a 3-year battery life. You can scroll 4 different time zones on this watch, has 5 alarms, stopwatch countdown timer, is only water resistant, which means 30 meters or really splash proof, and will only gain or lose 30 seconds a month, which is better than a superlative chronometer Rolex. I put this one in our collection because I think it's our dressy watch. This is the one that's going to get the looks from the youngies and the oldies. It's not overly cheap at around 50 to 60 pounds, but it is definitely one of my favorites of this year, and you're going to love it. If you haven't tried MIP in 2025, well, you need to do it now. Casio G-Shocks with memory in pixel displays. Basically has the look of an early 2000s Nokia phone. Now, this technology gives these watches probably the most legible screens Casio have ever made, even in this negative format. Now, I own the GBD 200 and the GBD 300. 200 meters water resistance, are protected by the carbon core guard, so very tough watches. They are smart watches, meaning you can hook these up to your phone via Bluetooth. They can track distance, speeds, steps. You can look at your fitness history. You can set workouts. I merely just use these watches for the time, the step counter and the stopwatch. Therefore, I never connect it to the phone. But these are proper modern Casios, slightly inspired by the 80s, but not enough for you to see it straight away. The buttons are really easy to use. They don't work like traditional Casios in the sense that when you push a button in, they just beep automatically. GBDs beep when you let go of the button, which is a bit weird to take in. The stopwatch is only a 1 second one, whereas these are 1/100th of a second. It's a trade-off, but I think it's worth it. These are the most expensive Casios in this collection today. Now, recently, Casio have shown some images of a G-Shock Square with this memory in pixel display with solar power and multi-band 6. I most definitely will be getting one of those, but there's no way they'll be under £100. But take my word for it, memory in pixel G-Shocks are pretty darn cool. Next one, a must for all Casio collectors, and it is the AE 1200. I think I've mentioned this watch 7 million times, but I think bang for buck, it's probably the best value Casio you can buy on the market. Still, 10 years battery life, 100 meters water resistance. Its main feature is its world time functions. We have a great display of Earth, flat, conspiracy. Let's not go there. But this is a modern Casio done in a old Casio way. We've got a lot of windows. It looks very technical, but really isn't. Now, I've had this watch in so many different colors, in a stainless steel version to an all black resin version. And if I was to suggest one Casio you get this year, maybe in your stocking for Christmas, it really should be the AE 1200. Now, I recently reviewed the A500WE, which is basically a vintage version of that world time with less battery life, less water resistance, but looked more like an 80s watch. You could go for that one, but if I was to recommend one to you, it would be the AE 1200. And again, for around £30, you can't go wrong. This last one is definitely special to me because it was the first watch I remember buying with my mum in Argos back in the late 80s. And it is, of course, the Casio CA53W. And back then, that was our smartwatch. Being able to do a calculation on your wrist, are you mad? That was the epitome of geek gadgetry. And to still have the opportunity to buy one of these watches is amazing in itself. And the fact they're only around £30 still. Now, recently, to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the film Back to the Future, Marty McFly had a CA53 on his wrist in Back to the Future 2. They released this limited edition watch, which I have to be honest, is great, but certainly not the marked up price, and most definitely not the price that they're going for on the second-hand market. But for £30, you can still get this original watch in its original form, and I think it's the ultimate modern, retro, geeks watch you can buy that absolutely every single age group would be dead jealous of you wearing it. I flipping love it. So there we go, 6 watches to start your Casio collection off. Now in the comments section below, here's where it gets interesting. Because for all you Casio-aholics that have been in this game as long as me, I'd love for you to give me one suggestion of a Casio reference that would go well with this collection. All of these watches were under or on £100. Maybe we can go slightly higher. Maybe I might do a part 2 of this series, or a part 3, or a part 7. Yes, I could go on forever, couldn't I? Yes, Casio Corner is back, and we've got to say a big thank you to Peter Juan, because he is matching his watch to his socks and his shoes. Is that dedication or what? It's definitely a sign that this gentleman does not dress in the dark like me. I mean, other people do. With a special edition CA500. That's the one that I got. It's a fantastic shot, my friends. Kudos to your socks and your watch. Thanks for tagging me in. If you want to be on the next Casio Corner, all you got to do, find me on Instagram here and tag me in on one of your Casio posts. Because who knows, next time, the star of the show could be you. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you want to show more support to the Mad Watch Collector channel, we've got a Patreon now. See the shows early, blooper reels, behind the scenes content, private group chat, and get your name credited at the end of every show like this lovely group of people. But if I've got you here for a few more minutes, and I think I have, because you are now Casio-holics. That's what, yeah, Casio-aholics. Go on, click that one, you'll love it. Cassie, go! Go on. I haven't got all day. I've got to do other stuff. Got to buy Casios. Go on, click it. Click it!